The 6th of July, 2016. The day one of America's most fearless paranormal investigators finally admitted he was scared. For over a decade, Ethan Graves had investigated abandoned hospitals, haunted houses, demonic possession cases, and unexplained deaths across the United States. More than 6,000 paranormal investigations. And yet, people close to him said there was one case that changed him forever. A case so disturbing that just hours later, he was found dead inside his own home. And the strangest part? Almost nobody talks about what really happened that night. Tonight, we're diving into Ethan Graves' final investigation, the case many believe followed him home. This story begins in late 2016, when Ethan received a desperate call from an apartment complex in Chicago. A family claimed their 19-year-old daughter had suddenly changed. She stopped going to college, locked herself inside her room, would scream at night, talk to invisible people, and sometimes violently hurt herself. At first, Ethan assumed it was psychological. That's what made him different from most ghost hunters online. He didn't instantly scream demon or possession. He believed mental illness should always be ruled out first. Schizophrenia, trauma, dissociation, severe depression. That was always his approach. But this case felt different. Originally, Ethan's team was supposed to handle it alone because Ethan himself had been mentally exhausted for weeks. His friends later said he barely slept anymore. He constantly looked anxious, distracted, paranoid. But when he heard how serious the girl's condition was, he decided to go personally. That evening, Ethan and his crew arrived outside the apartment building, and before they even entered, they could hear her screaming. Residents were standing outside, some watching from balconies, others leaving the building entirely. As Ethan stepped into the elevator, the screams became louder with every floor. One of his teammates looked at him and quietly asked, "Are you okay?" And Ethan replied with something that would later terrify everyone who heard it. He said, "Lately, every time I try to rest, it feels like something is watching me, like there's a dark presence waiting for me to give up." When they entered the apartment, everything suddenly went silent. The girl stopped screaming the moment she saw Ethan. Then she smiled. Not a normal smile. A smile like she recognized him. Her father was shocked. "She hasn't been calm in months," he whispered. Ethan began setting up cameras and EMF devices across the apartment. And almost immediately, things became strange. Every single camera started glitching. Not one, all of them. The EMF readers spiked near the girl's bedroom. So Ethan slowly opened the door. The girl sat perfectly still on the bed. Then she looked directly at him and said, "So, you finally came." Ethan froze. He asked her, "Who are you?" And the girl smiled again. But this time, the voice didn't sound like hers. It sounded deeper, almost layered. And she said, "Every dark thing in this house knows you. You bring them with you." At that exact moment, Ethan later claimed it felt like someone was standing directly behind him, breathing on his neck, but he refused to turn around. Meanwhile, outside the room, one of the investigators checked the camera footage and saw dark, human-like figures appearing behind walls. Watching them, on multiple cameras, when the team rushed back into the bedroom, they found Ethan completely motionless, just staring, like he had seen something that truly terrified him for the first time in his life. Eventually, the investigation ended, and before leaving the apartment, Ethan said something strange. Something his team said he always repeated after dangerous cases. He looked into the darkness and whispered, "If there's anything here, come with me. Leave this family alone." Hours later, Ethan returned home around 1:30 a.m. His wife later claimed he looked disturbed. He told her, "They came back. The shadows. They're everywhere now. The next morning, Ethan Graves was found dead inside his bathroom. Official reports ruled it a suicide, but his family believed something darker was happening behind the scenes. In the weeks before his death, Ethan reportedly told people that he constantly saw shadow figures following him, watching him, waiting. And to this day, nobody truly knows what happened during that final investigation. Was it severe psychological pressure after years of paranormal work? Or did Ethan encounter something that night? Something he was never supposed to bring home? That mystery died with him. And maybe that's what makes this story so terrifying.